Welcome to Andre Irvin Global Freight Broker Training. A lot of people always ask me, should I start a box truck business? A lot of people always tell me as well that they have a couple of box trucks, or they have one box truck, or they know one, two, three, four people that have box trucks, and they are struggling to get loads. So today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't start a box truck business. First and foremost, it's a bad investment. The second thing is people think that a box truck business is a trucking company. It is not. They are trying to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 box trucks and operate it like a trucking company. That is not how this goes. This is not a trucking company. So you should not try to operate a box truck like it's a trucking company. We are going to go over a few things with this, and I'll break this down to you. First thing I want you to see here is the load board. This is a DAT load board, and we'll just do some simple searches here and see what we got, and we'll go from there. So let's just say we are in Chicago, Illinois, and this is the equipment that we'll put in here. Straight truck, box truck, same thing. We'll leave the load type for a full load, and we will search for today. So we search for today. As we can see here, we got 8 results and 15 plus similar results. So let's go through this. This load here picks up in Chicago, Illinois. It's going to Indianapolis. Let's click it here. Straight truck, it's a 100-pound load. They need a 26-foot. They also need hazmat. This is a hazmat load. So the person that hauls this will need hazmat endorsement. Depending on how much hazmat it is, you may have to put the hazmat placards on the front, sides, and the back of the straight truck. When you call them, you'll see how much it costs. Well, let's scroll down here and look at these results. Some of the ones that has the price on it. So this one here, Waukesha, Wisconsin, going to Elk Grove Village, Illinois. They need a straight truck, 16,940 pounds. For this, they want to pay $500. It's 98 miles. A lot of people may say, yeah, this is good right here. You know, I'll take this. And this is okay. You can take this, but what about your fuel? What about your fuel for this? So now, let's do some calculations. Let's pull out our calculator. This is $500. Let's divide that by 98 miles. $5.10 per mile. Somebody will see that and say, yeah, this is good. What about your fuel for this 100 miles? It's going to take you 2 hours to get there. And then the smart thing to do will be trying to get a load from Elk Grove Village and go somewhere else. So the idea is to keep the truck running. But since you have a box truck, you won't be able to go over the road. You don't need CDL, but you can only drive for so long. So then where are you going to sleep? A lot of people will sleep in the front seat of the truck. They'll pull somewhere, truck stop, rest area, and they'll go to sleep. They'll sleep in the truck and try to operate it like a trucking company. Some people will buy a hotel. Okay, let's just say that you did do this. You're going here to get the 500. So now, if it's a live load, then you have to sit there and get loaded, which it will be a live load because it's the box truck. Depending on how long they're going to take you to load this, that's going to be the issue. It may take them 2-3 hours to load you. And then what if you catch traffic going up there to Wisconsin from Illinois? So keep in mind, we're already in Illinois because we put the criteria. So if you wanted this load, you will have to drive 2 hours there to pick up the load, drive 2 hours back. You got to factor your fuel in for this. Most box trucks are not diesel. Some of them are diesel. So you're going to run out that 500 going there and coming back. You're only going to have maybe a couple of $100 when you come back for this. So you really wasted your time for this. 4 hours. If you go there and they load you in an hour, and then you come back, they unload you in an hour, so maybe 6 hours for that. That's under $100 an hour that you're making for this load here. They need a 20-foot. The load is 16,1940 pounds. That's one of these loads. Let's go here to this one. Germantown, Wisconsin. Going to Round Mountain, Nevada. Straight truck. It's 100 pounds. Mining parts is 12 feet long. They want to pay $1,800 for this. This is 96 cents per mile. They just posted this 9 minutes ago. It's 1,872 miles. This load pays 96 cents per mile. So if we do simple math and we want to operate it like a trucking company, if you drive your 10 hours a day, that's about 500 miles. Some people say you can get 600 miles in 10 hours. Some say you can get 580. And you can, depending on traffic. And if you're in the mountains or you're on straight land, it all depends. You may be able to get up to 600 miles out your 10 hours. But let's just round it off. We'll just say 500 miles that you do per day for your 10 hours. That's going to take you 4 days to get there. 5, 10, 15, 20. We're doing some rounding here. That's going to take you 4 days to get to Round Mountain, Nevada. So now, mind you, you got to go through Colorado, Rocky Mountains. So you're going to need some fuel for that. So 96 cents per mile, $1,800 is what this is going to pay you for this. It's 100 pounds, so it's not heavy. You won't burn a lot of fuel. But again, most of these straight trucks run off regular gas. Some of them run off diesel, but most of them run off regular gas. So that gas is going to burn. Diesel burns slow. Gas is going to burn fast. So that's $1,800 for this once you get to Nevada. So if you were planning your trip so you can stay running, before you get this load, you would go out there and look and see if there's another load that's in Rocky Mount, Nevada, so you can try to keep yourself running. So let's go here. Let's look for Rocky Mount, Nevada. It's going to take you 4 days. So let's just go out a little bit. Let's just say here for Tuesday. Let's just see if there are any loads available for Tuesday. Nobody posted any loads yet for Tuesday. So let's go back here. Let's go back here. And let's find this load again, if it's still here, which it's not. So they took this load down, but it's some more loads here. So maybe somebody took that load. But now, let's go to the next one. Same concept. This pays a little bit more. $1,000, $202.42 a mile. We'll have to do the same thing. So you don't just take the load here and you just take it. What are you going to do when you get there? So you have to look for when you get there. So let's just use this simple thing for today. Let's just say we took this load and it was today. Let's see what's available in St. Joseph, Missouri for today. So let's say I get there. I got a load for St. Joseph, Missouri. So now let's look at this load here. If I wanted to stay running, I'm in St. Joseph, Missouri. I need to go. This load picks up in Iowa, so this won't work. This here picks up in Kansas, 57 miles away. So this load is 57 miles away from Kansas. It's going to California. So you would, if you want to take this, you would take this for $1.24 and go over there to California. So now that's 2 loads. So stay with me. That's 2 loads. So now you're on the West Coast. So what's happening is that load is keeping you on the West Coast. Or you can take one of these and drive 3-4 hours to go and pick this up so you can go back east. But let's just say you wanted to keep running and that you're taking anything that you want, anything that you see. So let's go here. Los Angeles, California. Let's see what we got over there for today. Let's just say it was today. So now we go over there. Let's see what we got. We got this one here, $300. It's going to take you over to Vegas. It's getting you back that way. What if you're trying to get back to Chicago? So this load here, $1.47 a mile. It's in California. This is going to Washington. This load here is going to California. This load here is keeping you on the West Coast, Ontario. So you want to get back to Chicago area or back towards the Midwest. There is nothing. You can call this guy to try to get you close back on the East Coast. You'll have to call them and see how much these loads are paying. 2,300 miles. More than likely it's going to be in this same ballpark. So remember, you're in California now. So you already passed the Rocky Mountains. So you got to get back to the East Coast. If you wanted to take one of these, you got to go over the Rocky Mountains again. So now you got to fill up a few times. If you take this 2,300 miles, remember, we're going to stick to doing 500 miles per day. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This will take you 5 days to do if you wanted to do this. So now this pays $1. This pays $1.40. If you wanted to get back to the Midwest, to Chicago, there would be nothing for you. You would have to wait around to see if you got a load. Here, there's nothing. So remember, you don't just take a load and just go. You want to plan your trip out. So yeah, that load was okay coming from Chicago. A lot of people say, well, you know what? I'll worry about a load when I get there. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's not. Because when you get there, you're going to be stuck. Let's just say this was what you were trying to do and you're trying to get back to Chicago. You're going to be stuck. Also, for those 4, 5, 6 days that you're on the road like this, you're going to be sleeping in your truck in the front seat. It's not like you have a sleeper in the back because you have a box truck. So let's go back over here. And I haven't even factored in everything else yet. I'm just showing you the loads that's available right now. So let's go here. This one here, this is going to Canada. So this wouldn't work because we want to stay in the United States. This one here, $1.13, Grand Rapids to Indiana. This might be a better area for you, but if you notice, all of the loads is going to be in this ballpark. Sometimes the load is like this, but then you got to look at the miles. Then you have to go over there and look and see if there's anything else over there for you to get when you do take that load going over there. This one here, Grand Rapids. And remember, we're searching in Chicago, so you would have to drive there first in order to get the load. So let's just say you're in Chicago, you want something that's close. This will be your target right here, 100 miles or less, so you can go and drive and pick up a load. So you may want to call this guy, but you need hazmat. This one's going to Colorado, 1,000 miles. You know that's not going to pay anything going over there. You got Rocky Mountains and stuff there. Well, you won't hit the Rockies going in Denver. You'll see them though. This one here is going to Indiana, 215 miles. The whole idea is to keep yourself running. So if you're looking for one load right now, then you should be looking for another load where you're going to deliver at. And if you're using your time wisely and you're actually trying to keep your truck running, you would already book yourself out 3, 4, 5 loads. So with this, and I just picked a major city, Chicago. Let's see what's available. Let's check out Atlanta. Let's see what's in Atlanta for today. 3 loads for today. This one here from Georgia going to Baton Rouge. It's going to be 561 miles, $1.16 per mile, 613 pounds, 1 pallet, bundle of poles. Pick up today before 9. Need 15 feet longer space in the truck to cover this bundle of poles and pallets and parts. Delivered tomorrow, 9 a.m. So you basically, they want this delivered tomorrow. How can you do this legally? 561 miles. You're going to be tired. That's over 10 hours driving from Georgia to Baton Rouge. Then we searched for Atlanta. It's 100 miles away. So we got 2 hours to drive there just to pick up the load. 2 hours just to pick this up. Then once we get here, it's going to be 561 miles to get there to Baton Rouge. 10-hour day. How will you make this work? A lot of fuel, $1 a mile. So the first thing you should do is you should see how many miles per gallon your truck gets. So let's just say we were using, let's see something. For the distance, I'm using a calculator here. Trip distance, 561 miles. Let's just say your box truck gets 12 miles per gallon. And let's just say gas over there is $3. It's going to take you $140.25 to get there for this. $140.25. You'll need 46 gallons worth of gas. So for good faith, you should put 10 more gallons. So another 10 gallons, let's just round that off to $160. So you need $160 worth of fuel for this. So let's pull out the calculator. Let's go 650 minus, let's just say $160. That's $490 left that you have for this. For 561 miles, you'll have $490 left because you'll use 160 of this just to get your fuel, and you haven't got paid for this yet. So more than likely, when you're doing this, you're going to be using a factoring company. So out of that 490, let's just say your factoring company takes 3% of that. That'll be $14.70. You'll get $475.30 out of this. Then you're driving 10 hours, so you're going to need some food. So let's deduct $30 from that. Now you got $445 left for that, $445. So now, when you finish, you'll be down there in Baton Rouge. So the next thing to do would be to look for a load to go down there to look for a load in Baton Rouge to get you back. Let's just say you're trying to get back to Atlanta. So let's go and search for Baton Rouge and see if we got something today that's going back to Atlanta. So we only see one load in Baton Rouge. 45 minutes ago it was posted. $1,000 is what they want to pay, $1.01 per mile. This load is picking up in Brookhaven, which is 152 miles away. 100 miles is 2 hours. So this is going to take you 4 hours to get here. Brookhaven, Mississippi, from Baton Rouge. And this load is going to Sterling Heights, Michigan. 8,000 pounds. You need a 26-foot box truck. So this is your only option right now. If you were down there in Baton Rouge, you delivered that load in Baton Rouge and you're looking for a load, this will be your only option right now. And this is $1,000 for $1.01 per mile. So now you want to go back and you want to calculate this. So this is going to be 992 miles, which is right here. Let's just say fuel is $3 down there, and let's just say your truck gets 12 miles per gallon. Let's calculate that. That's going to be $248 that you need in fuel. You'll need 82 gallons, so extra 10 for good faith. So let's just round this off to maybe $270 for fuel. For this one, this is going to take you 2 days to get here for this. So if it's cold outside, you're going to have your truck running if you sleep in the truck. So remember, it's going to be gas, so you're going to be burning that gas because you're going to have the truck running overnight so you can get air or you can get heat. So that's going to burn your fuel. When you wake up in the morning, you're not going to have the same amount of fuel. So let's just say 270. Use the calculator. You got $730 from this. When you factor, they're going to take a few dollars out when you factor. So you can get this low, you can get the money now. Usually you'll do, 24 hours or something. And so this is your only option when you're down there. So what if you got a driver and you try to keep the driver running and you got a job? You just got the truck because you're just trying to operate it like a trucking company. This won't work for you. You got to pay your driver every week. Keep that in mind. You got to pay your driver every week. Then you got to pay the note on the box truck. If you didn't buy it cash, you got to pay a note on it. If you did pay cash for it, then you still got to pay the insurance for the driver. You got to pay insurance for the truck. More than likely, that driver is not going to want to sleep in the truck all the time, so you may have to get a hotel. Then he's going to need a fuel card. If he has the fuel card, he'll be able to get some showers off the fuel card. If not, he's going to have to pay $10, $15 to take a shower at the truck stop. That driver's going to need food. So let's go here again. Let's go back to Chicago. I'm just giving you guys an idea of why a box truck business is not good. Because you're trying to run it like a trucking company. So you're limiting yourself to the loads. Just think about it. The $10, $12, $13,000 that you put down to get the box truck, you could have put that down and got a semi truck. Yes, the insurance is going to be high, but you got more chances to gross more money. And then now you could get a driver and pay your driver because now you got more options. So it wouldn't make sense to get a box truck unless you got a contract with maybe Whirlpool or Amazon or something like that to see if they can keep you running, or some other local company, maybe a furniture company or something. Most people that drive box trucks, they want to stay local. But as you can see, it's not a lot of local loads. There is not a lot of local loads at all. This one is local. 69 miles. This will stay in Illinois. So you know this won't pay any money at all. The ones that's going to pay something is going to be your thousands and 900s and stuff like that. But then you're going to get somewhere and be stuck. It won't be worth the type of money that you need to keep your truck operating. Let's go back down here. Look at these loads here. Waste of time. This one's going to Canada. $1.44 a mile for this load here. Going to Canada. So a lot of people get box trucks and they want to operate them like trucking companies. Box trucks are for people, manufacturers, or somebody that's providing a service where something can be delivered to them. Let's just say, for instance, if I own a furniture store and I want to offer a delivery service for people that buy my furniture, I would go out and purchase some box trucks and hire some drivers to drive my box truck. And then when people purchase my bedroom set, I would charge them an extra $100 or something, $200 to deliver the bed set to my place. And it's usually maybe $50 that they charge for delivery service. It's really not $200. But if they're contracting out to you, let's just say the furniture store does not have any box trucks. They'll contact somebody like you that has a box truck, and they'll say, okay, I'll give you a couple of $100 to pick up and deliver this furniture to this apartment over here. And you need movers too, because they bought it from us. So you got to have some movers with you. So you may need one more person. You're going to need one more person with you if you can help move yourself. If you're just driving, then you're going to need two people. So now it's going to be three of you guys in the truck. But if you'll help also, then you'll just have one more person, and then now you have to pay that driver. You have to pay that guy, the mover, to help you move. You only have a couple of $100. You get box trucks for stuff like that. For a manufacturer, somebody, let's just say somebody owns like a fish market or something, and they sell cases of fish to the local restaurants. What'll happen is the fish market, they will go out and purchase 5-10 box trucks so they can deliver their product to their customers that purchase their fish. That is what the box trucks is for somebody that is already have a business up and running, and they want to add a delivery service to their customers. A box trucks is not for somebody to try to get 3, 4, 5 of them and try to keep them running like semi trucks. That's not how that goes. it won't be enough money to cover all the overhead. Then you got to pay your drivers, got to pay fuel, got to pay insurance, you got to pay the note on the truck if you didn't purchase it cash. Where are you going to get your freight from? This is the load board right here. Typical day. So let's just say for Monday. Let's not look for today. Let's look for Monday. Let's see what's available for Monday out of Chicago. We got 21 loads plus 17 similar results. So let's look here in Chicago. Let's see what we got. This load here is going to Indiana. So you can call this guy. This one here, I'm looking for the ones with the prices, of course, because I'm not going to call these guys. This one here, $1.50. They'll pay $1,100 for this. 734 miles. This load is going way to North Carolina. And it says length 53 foot. Not sure what this is. There is no 53-foot straight truck. So let's go here and go for partial load, because you want a partial load. This person didn't list this load the right way. Or maybe he put the wrong length in there. There's not a 53-foot straight box truck. There's no such thing. That's a semi-trailer, 53-foot trailer. So let's type in here partial load. Let's see what we got. We got here Gurnee, Illinois, 79 cents per mile. This one is going to Maryland, 763 miles for this. 300 pounds, 11 feet of space is what's needed. Pay $600 plus dry van or straight van. $600 what they're paying, 79 cents per mile with this. How can you keep your truck running for this? Remember, you have a box truck, so you are going to get the lowest price out there. You got a box truck. It's nothing. You're not going to see anything better than this. If you see a price that's better than this, it's going to be long miles. So now, look at this one, 69 cents a mile. 1,300 miles going to Colorado. 900 pounds, they need 8 foot of space. 69 cents a mile, they're going to pay $900 for this. This one here, 75 cents. Going down to Florida. 1,100 miles. No Sprinter, no cargo vans. 180 days authority required. So you must have your authority for 6 months. So they're requiring authority for this one. So now you need your carrier authority. This is what they require for this. You don't need carrier authority for box truck loads, but some brokers require it. So you have to follow their rules if you want their freight. This here, from Indiana going to Connecticut, 849 miles. They want to pay $1,600.89 per mile is what this will pay. Same thing down here. This one here, 2,243 miles from Bryan Center, Michigan, going up to Washington. This is going up to Washington. 27 cents per mile. 2,500 pounds. And then you would have to drive 4 hours. Well, this is around almost 4 hours. You have to drive around 4 hours just to get this load, just to pick this load up. $600 for this. 27 cents per mile. This one here, 53 cents a mile. 800 miles to go to Charlotte, North Carolina. 6,000 pounds. 4 pallets partial, firm rate. Firm, that means this is the price, $400. There's no negotiating with this. This one here, all the way up to Utah. 1,500 miles up there to Utah. 5, 10, 15. Again, that's going to take you 3 days to get up there. So you're going to sleep in your truck. Because if you buy a hotel, you're really going to be broke. Then you got to pay the fuel. Then it's going to take you 4 hours just to get here. This is 180 miles away. It's going to take you 4 hours just to get here. 45 cents a mile. You're going to Utah. You're going in the Rocky Mountains. You're not going past the Rockies. You're going in the Rockies. Salt Lake City, Utah, from Indianapolis. So more than likely you'll just hop on I-70 or something like that and take that straight over and then go north. $45 a mile for this one. This here another Indianapolis going to Massachusetts. $1.08 per mile. Tracking required. They want to track this one. True dock height truck only. No ramp truck, sprinter vans, or reefer. So you got to have a true dock height because they're going to back to the dock. So it has to be able to be loaded with a forklift or pallet jack or some type of jack that they have there. What I'm saying is these loads are not paying anything. This is for Monday. This is for Chicago. I'm doing major cities. This is Chicago. Let's see about Atlanta. I'm going to do another major city. They got a little bit more loads. 69 cents, 99 cents. Look at the mileage though. This one here, 53 cents. Stockbridge, Georgia to Arizona, 1,800 miles. What if I was in Atlanta and I had a box truck and I'm trying to keep running? This one here, 42 cents a mile. Dalton, Georgia. It'll take me an hour, almost 2 hours to get to this place. Once I get there, then I got to drive 2,400 miles to get to California. Straight truck. Same thing with this one here. There's no money involved in a box truck business. Let's go to, let's see if I was in Houston. Let's see what's going on down here. This is for Monday. Let's see what they got here. This 32 cents a mile from Houston to Washington. 32 cents a mile. They're going to pay $800 for this. This is going to take you 5 days to get here. This is also the Rocky Mountains. You got to go past the Rocky Mountains and go to Washington. 32 cents per mile. So let's just calculate this for a second here. This is 2,500. Let's put this in here. 2523 for the miles. We're going to say our truck gets 12 miles per gallon, and then we're going to say fuel is $3 per gallon. Let's calculate this. This is going to take us. This is going to cost us $630.75 just for fuel. I'll say that again. $630.75 is what it's going to cost us just for gas to get here. It's going to take us, it's going to require 210 gallons worth of gas. 210 gallons worth of gas. They only paying $800. It costs $630.75 for gas. And that's at 12 miles per gallon. So let's just say we get 20 gallons. 20 miles per gallon instead of 12. it'll cost us $378. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of leeway here. So let's just say your box truck gets 20 miles per gallon. Then it'll cost $378.45. So you'll come up a little bit for this. Either way, this is a bad load. You're going to be out there for a week for this kind of money for a box truck. You're out there for a week in the mountains. This is February. It's going to be snow over there somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. It is going to be snow somewhere, more than likely rain also, and wind. You're going to Washington for this. Somebody's going to take this. Believe it. Somebody's going to take this load from Houston, way up there, Oak Harbor, Washington. Somebody's going to take this load. They just posted this 10 minutes ago. Believe it. Somebody's going to take that load. Down here also, these loads are 3 hours away, 3 hours. This is like almost 2.5 hours for this. 1,700 miles for this. They want to pay $1,300, 74 cents per mile. This is going to California. More Rocky Mountains. Rocky Mountains mean you're burning gas left and right. You're going to be burning, because you're going to be going up and down and around like a roller coaster. And you're going to be burning fuel. Yeah, it's not heavy, 3,000 pounds, but still. That's Houston. Let's go to, let's say if we were in St. Louis, Missouri looking for a load. I'm trying to pick major cities here. Here's another one. 32 cents a mile. National City, California. $1,856. So let's calculate this. Let's just say your truck gets 20 miles per gallon. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here that your truck is worth something. The average truck is not getting that. Your trucks are going to be getting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 miles per gallon, 12 miles per gallon for your straight truck or box truck is used. So it's not going to be getting good fuel mileage. So for this one, 92 gallons worth of gas is what this will cost. And also keep in mind, if you're driving over 65 miles per hour, you're burning even more fuel. So if you use the cruise control and you stay 65 miles per hour or less, then you won't burn as much fuel. But you're in a box truck, so it's kind of like a car. So you're kind of like, it's an automatic. So, you know, you're not really driving 50, 60 miles per hour. You're going to be driving 70, 80 miles per hour in that box truck because you're going to see speed limits that say 70, 75. So you're going to try to keep up with the speed limit because you're going to have semi-trucks out there. You're going to be trying to pass the semi-trucks. So now you're going to be burning even more fuel. So that means you're going to be filling up more. So for 92 gallons, let's just do another 10 for good faith. That's 102 gallons of fuel. So let's just round that off to $300 worth for fuel. It costs $278.40 for 92 gallons of gas. Let's just add another 10 gallons just for good faith. That make it 102 gallons. And then let's just round that 278 up to just $300 for fuel. So now that cuts this in half to $300, what you got for this for 4 days. It's going to take you 4 days to get there. Remember, 500 miles per day. 10 hours. Anything over that, you shouldn't be driving. You're already tired. Park, do it again tomorrow. This is why they give truck drivers 10.5 hours. They're going to be tired. You know you're going to be tired. You got 1,800 miles to go. Well, you know, yeah, 1,800 miles to go. It's going to take you 4 days for this, for $300. But you want a box truck. Same thing here. Bloomington, Illinois to Tampa, Florida. But you got to drive 4 hours just to get the load. If you're in St. Louis, you'll have to drive 4 hours just to get this load. Remember, you don't have a selection. This is what you got to take right here. So either you take this load that is 18 miles away, or you can take this load, which is 30 miles away. This is going to Kansas. $1 a mile for this. 413 miles. $450. Military load. Clean background. Real ID. This is what you need here for this. So do you even qualify for this load? So now you got to look at the comments here. You probably don't qualify to even haul this load. And then clean background, real ID, all this stuff. This stuff takes time to verify. So this load probably will end up going to somebody else. Or you'll just pass this up because you don't know if your stuff is good anyway. So pretty much you only got this load here to get you going, or you can drive and get this load. So it's going to take you 4 hours just to get here and get this load. And you can take this down to Florida. Tampa, Florida. 75 cents a mile. So let's just say you did take this. Let's go down here to Tampa and see what they got in Tampa for Monday. 7 loads. That's under 100 miles. This one here, 29 cents a mile. Look at this. 3,074 miles is coming from Leesburg, Florida, going to Medford, Oregon. Back in the Rocky Mountains again. 29 cents a mile. They just posted this 1 minute ago. Straight truck. 25,000 pounds. They need 8 foot of space. $900 is what they want to pay for this. 29 cents per mile for 3,000 miles. This is going to take you 6 days to get here. Probably longer because you're going to be stuck in the Rocky Mountains. You're going to be tired. You're going to be scared. There's going to be wind, rain, snow. Now, let's add this up for the fuel. So again, the trip distance is 3,074 miles. Fuel efficiency. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that your box truck gets 20 miles per gallon. Let's just say fuel is $3, and I'm still giving you the benefit of the doubt for the $3. So, let's calculate that. That is going to cost you. So first, the trip is going to require 153 gallons of gas is what this trip requires. 153 gallons of gas is what this trip requires. That at $3 a gallon, it's going to be $461 for gas. And it's going to take you 2 hours or hour and a half to get here because it's 86 miles away. So you're going to make like $400 off of this for 6 days. You're going to have this load for 6 days. You're going to have this load here for 6 days. This is for real. This here, 20 cents a mile. Look at this one. 2,500 miles from Palm Bay, Florida, going up to National City, California. But look, it's going to be 2.5, 3 hours just to get there. So if you want a box truck, this is what you're going to be looking at. Look at this here, 23 cents a mile. The Dallas, Oregon, $700. Straight truck. So this is what you want. You want to get a straight truck. What about your note? Majority of the people that get these straight trucks, just think about it like this. People are getting straight trucks with their personal credit, which means their social security number. They're getting a box truck with their social security number. You failed already right there. If you're in business, you should be using your EIN number for everything. First and foremost. So now, you used your personal credit to get the box truck. So they're going to treat you like it's a car. This is how they're going to treat you. Like this is a car. You went to the car lot. You put down a down payment. They financed you. And you pay a note on it under your personal credit. You used your credit score for this. You failed already. Failed. You don't put anything in business under your social security number. Only thing you get is a bank account, insurance, a credit card, and a line of credit under your social security number. Everything else, you should be using your EIN number. Same thing with a semi-truck. A lot of guys go and get semi-trucks under their personal credit, using their social security number. You failed already. That's what the EIN number is for. So that's your first mistake. You went and got the box truck and try to get it like a car, like you did with a car. So the box truck is $20,000. They financed it, so now it's probably like 35, or they may even hit you across the head and said 40. So now that box truck is now $40,000. They treating it like a car. So since they treat it like a car, you cannot go and give it back. If you do, that's an involuntary repo on your credit. You're messing up your credit now. So you can't go and give the box truck back now. You have to keep it and pay that $40,000 off. It's like a car. So you already failed right there when you got the truck. Same thing truck drivers do when they go get a semi-truck. They put it under their personal credit. Of course they're going to give it to you and smile at you. Yeah, man, yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in, man. We got, hey, what you got, $5,000 put down? Come on, we got something for you. And they see you coming. They sure do. If you try to buy something and you're in business and they don't let you use your EIN number, leave. Go to somewhere else. Period. You're in business. Why are you using your personal credit and your social security number for anything? You shouldn't be using anything. Here's my ID. Here's my LLC or INC or LLP, however you got it structured. Here's my W-9 form. Here's my EIN number. That's what you should be passing to these people. You shouldn't go and rent a box truck either. You're really going to lose money. You rented a box truck now. You went to Penske or Ryder or Budget, whoever you get it from, you're renting it now. They're probably going to charge you $800-900 a week. Plus a down payment. Plus use your personal credit score. Because it's like renting a car. You rented a box truck. It's like renting a car. So a box truck business is not a good business. A cargo business, not a good business. Sprinter van, not a good business. A box truck is nothing but a U-Haul. Why would you get 3 U-Hauls and try to operate them like a semi-truck? It don't make sense. The only way is to get you a semi-truck like you should and get you a trailer. I'm going to tell you something else. So now let's use the same matrix here that we're doing for the criteria. Let's use the same thing. Let's go to Chicago. And let's go here. And let's just see right now for van. Let's just look for dry van. This is a regular dry van trailer. Full load. Let's just say for today. 132 loads right now and 240 similar loads. It says similar because I put in DHO, which is deadhead origin. I put in the criteria for 100 miles. 100 miles is normal, which is 2 hours. So you should always be 100 miles or less to pick up your load. Anything over that is going too far. So DAT puts 150 here. Why? I don't know. So also keep in mind with these load board people, they're just software developers. They're not in the transportation industry at all. These are software developers, just like Uber and Lyft, DoorDash, all these other companies. They're software developers. Uber is not a taxi service. So since we know that, then that means we have to utilize this stuff for what it's worth. So now, let's look here for dry van. You see this load here, dry van loads. For some of these companies, they're kind of paying almost the same for some of this stuff. So you know if a regular semi-truck is getting these type of loads, you know your truck is going to be, a box truck is going to be way lesser than this. But you can negotiate this price. You can negotiate this, you know, and try to make this work. But this is still kind of too far. 2,000 miles, going to take you 4 days to get over here to California for this, $1.39 in the dry van. So let's just calculate this for a dry van. Let's put that in there. 2,900 miles. Your regular semi-trucks pretty much is going to be like 7 miles per gallon. Let's just say fuel is $4.50. Let's calculate this. It's going to cost you $1,864.29 in fuel for this load here. It's going to cost you, it's going to take you 414 gallons. This load is not good. So for fair pricing, $2.50, $3, no more than $3.50. Between $2.50 and $3.50 per mile for semi-truck, you're good to go. Anything under $2.50, I wouldn't touch it. Like this here. But somebody's going to take it. Somebody's going to see 2,900 and be like, oh yeah, 2,900. They're going to see that. And they're going to take the load. Whole time, it's going to take you 4 days. You got to go to California. You got to go through all these Rocky Mountains. We don't know how heavy it is. Well, it's 35,000 pounds. So that's kind of heavy. So you're going to be tagging a little bit in the back. $1.39 per mile for this load here. No way. Either $2.50 or more. You can make $2.50 work depending on where you're going. Not in the Rockies, not for $2.50. But you can make $2.50 work, $2.50 per mile. You can make that work if you know how to run your business properly. So I would say between $2.50 and $3.50 per mile. Anything other than that is overkill. You don't need $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 to move a load. What you need is to learn how to operate your equipment. This here 38,000 pounds for this one, $1.50. I wouldn't be taking that. I mean, that's not, you're going to be on flat land going down there to Laredo. It's not too many mountains and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna need at least 250 to run that. At least 250. You can make 250 a mile work. And I would just, 250 to 350 per mile. You can make that work. Slow down. That's the whole thing. You don't need to drive 80, 90 miles per hour down the road. This is why they put governors on the truck. It's not for speed. It's so you can slow that truck down and stop burning all that fuel. You're burning more fuel when you're going over 60 miles per hour. You're burning fuel. Just like in the car. If you're driving your car 80 miles an hour, you're burning fuel left and right. This one's going to Canada. I wouldn't do that one for this price here. So if a broker calls you, you should be able to calculate your truck. The first thing you want to do is figure out how many miles per gallon your truck gets. Then you can figure everything else out. The first thing you need is how many miles per gallon is my truck getting. You get that from the mechanic shop. They'll tell you that. So look at these loads here for this. This is what these guys are paying for these loads. But look at the companies also who have the loads. So everybody doesn't have these loads like this. This is what you consider cheap freight. For these loads here, this is cheap freight, not too far from the box truck freight. So what I'm saying is, if you're going through this with an 18-wheeler, what makes you think you're going to be any better with a box truck? You're going to be lower than this with a box truck. As you can see, this is just a regular dry van in Chicago, and these are for today. These are loads for today. These are ready right now. Somebody can call and get one of these loads right now. But just look at the pricing. It's the same. This is a little bit better, $2 a mile. Let's see how much it'll cost for this. 2,063 miles. Let's just say your truck gets 7 miles per gallon and fuel is $4.50. It's going to cost you $1,300.26 for fuel for this. It's going to take you 4 days to get this there. So, you'll come up with a couple of thousand off of this one. So this is okay. You probably can negotiate and get you $2.50 a mile for this one, and you'll be okay. So this is not too bad for this. You can make this work. $2 a mile for this. Going over there to Washington, you got to think about it. You're going to be 42,000 pounds in your semi-truck, so you're not going to be going too fast in the mountains anyway. So you're going to be burning fuel while you're going up. When you're coming down, then you're pretty much okay for a little while. So you can make this work. I would try to negotiate this and get this to like 250 or a little bit more than 250, and then you can make that work for this one, because you're only going to need $1,300. Just round it. Let's just say $1,400 you'll need for fuel. So you can make that work. The idea is to keep the wheels rolling, and at the end of the week, you calculate your fee. These guys are operating their business by per day. Also, if you're going to be, taking long loads, make that for a weekend load. But that's when I talk about owner-operators. Right now, we're talking about box trucks, but I touched on owner-operators a little bit. I'll do another video about owner-operators. And this is for today. For regular dry van. Let's see what's going on for flatbed for right now. Out of Chicago. So we got these loads here for flatbed out of Chicago right now. It's not too much difference for these guys. Now, I'm just looking at the people that got the prices. So ideally, if you're brokering, you wouldn't put the price anyway. If you're looking at the price, it's not worth nothing. And that's just pretty much what it is. The idea, if you're a broker, is to post your load, let somebody call you, and then now you guys can negotiate and talk about the price. When you see the price on there, pretty much it's not going to be paying anything. This here, 410 miles, 220. You could make something like this work, maybe. You could try to negotiate and get a couple of $100 more. This may work for the 410 miles. You can make that work for flatbed, depending on if you need a tarp. You got the mountain over there in PA. It's not too bad, like the Rockies, but you still got mountains, Appalachian. This here, Ohio. This is a good, but this is a flatbed, so it all depends again if you need a tarp for this one. If it's just strap and go, then you're good to go. It may be chain and go, but this is okay. You can make this work right here. $2.73 per mile. You can definitely make this work. And so what I'm saying is, a box truck business is not something you should be trying to get into. And that's in Chicago. Let's do Atlanta one more time. I'm trying to do major cities because this is pretty much where your freight is. So let's see about Atlanta right now. 216 loads for this. Atlanta to Florida, 510 miles. You can make this work here. 505 miles. You can make this work. $1,300 for this. $257. You gotta look at the stipulations of what's going on. Does it require tarp and stuff like that? It's 22,000 pounds. You probably could make something like this work. Same thing again for this one. You can make this work. This one here, you can definitely make this one work. $3 a mile. It's 20 miles away. You gotta look at the stipulations in there. Is there going to be truck parking? Do I need a tarp? You know, is it a pickup time, delivery time? Like, you got to look at all the details of the load. Just because you see the price, yeah, you know, make sure that all the details of the load make sense. And so these loads here, yeah, like, you know what I mean, when you see the loads, when they post the price, a lot of times it's not going to work. Some people like this, they just post all their pricing because they don't want people calling. I'd rather somebody call me. Let's talk about it. So I don't post my rates. This one here, you can make this work. So ideally, the shorter the miles, the larger the pay. This one going to be palletized HVAC, 25,000 pounds. I need a 53-foot flatbed. You can make this work depending on if you need straps, chains, tarping, and all that stuff. Probably can make this one work here. So a box truck business is not a good business. Yes, you can get some loads in the box truck business, as we just saw, but ideally, a box truck business is not something that you want to get into. So if you're looking at trying to get a box truck, I wouldn't waste my time with a box truck. Take that money and get an 18-wheeler, spend a little extra money and just get a trailer and do it the right way. Not a box truck business. So I will see you guys on my next video.